Welcome back to day 15 of the Lightspender's Guide. Today's an exciting day because we get access to the Sanctuary Expedition. We get a whole new set of trials and a whole set of celebration tasks as well. So let's just jump right in. A lot to cover. Last week, we also wrapped up our Eternal Tower tournament. We ended up in 4th place here, so let's collect that reward. If you place top 20, you're in a great spot because you'll be getting that treasure, and I'm fully confident if you've been following this guide that you'll be hitting top 20 at least. And bam, 254,000 power. And it does complete that treasure. So once you have both of these, they get that extra bonus. It's 50%. And yeah, just another extra way of boosting all your hero stats, which is great. And today we can quickly jump into first the Sanctuary Expedition because it's brand new compared to the other events that we've been more familiar with. And you'll see here that your Sanctuary servers are linked, so we'll be linked with servers 329 and 330, and every week they get updated, expand, change, so you can always jump back and check to see who you're paired up with for these certain events, and tons of great extra arena things and just different fight modes. So let's just cover that all right now. So we do have the T-Home Temple. There is 9 days, 4 hours left. This is on a 2-week cycle, so it will say a different day depending upon when you get here. If it says 14 days, you're just basically at the start of the cycle. If it says 1 day, don't sweat it. It just, every 2 weeks the cycle changes. So that'll be the one small difference. So we can hop in there first to start. We actually might not be able to make much progress here because it's really hard early on because you need 3 decent teams. And we can see, let's just check out the rankings real quick from our battle groups. And right now we have Haunt X at floor 14, but you notice that floor 8, floor 7, and floor 3, a lot of people are cut on, floor 2. So early on, it's going to be kind of hard. And on my main free-to-play, I'm currently at I bounce between floor 25 and 30 is where I'm currently stuck at. And that's 200 days old, just for a reference. So for this, you're going to want to split up your team. So you're going to hit that challenge button. One team, you're going to want to have Night Eater. Another team, you're going to have your Dragon Lord. And then the final team, you're going to want to use it with Feather. And this is just like the baseline, in my opinion. I would probably think coupling Aurora with Dragon Lord is going to be really well. And for the healer, you can use, I guess, Lord of Time. That would be a really strong team. And they're going to have decent damage, so I put this goddess. Over in here, we can just use, I would say, we're probably going to put Dark Knight over in this group to give it a little bit of damage. And then the issue with this team is you're not going to have much damage. So if you do have an 11-star Frost Spirit, I'm going to use her and try that out and put this goddess here. And then I'll just use whatever I have remaining over here. So Saint and probably Luminescence. Maybe. I know Shield of Partha is really good, but you guys won't have her most likely. And she's only 5-star right now for me. So the other most important thing here is that equipment. You get to share the equipment across, so make sure your main damage dealer has the best equipment and your best items are out there. So we'll rock it like that. And obviously want to have the main damage dealer here. And then on this team, we'll try the main damage dealer as Frost Spirit. She actually doesn't hit too bad, so that should be pretty good. Let's save that, and then let's just see how we do. Nice thing about this is you can kind of skip the battles. If I get stuck, I kind of watch it. But able to crush that first one, and you get access to these crystallized plumes, a ton of them now. So we're going to be able to get our goddess up to 100, which gives us a whole nother skill, and we'll cover that in a second to see if we can quick battle over these. Floor 2 down, pretty strong. So maybe we'll be able to get up there a little bit further just because we have some decent damage dealers. Floor 3. And one thing to note is that as your servers go through it, the more people that clear it, you'll get a small bonus. So right now we have a 0 bonus, but the more players that clear it ahead of you, the bigger the bonus will be to help you out and try and get these extra rewards at the top. And so far we're actually cruising along a lot better than on the free-to-play account in the past. For my prior video, I was really struggling early on, wasn't able to make any progress. But right now, as you see, we're already flying up, and we got stuck here. Surprisingly, Night Eater is the one that that did fail. You can run it a couple times. We were able to clear it that time. So don't worry if you fail. You have basically unlimited. They do stop you if you keep spamming it over and over again, and it will say check back later. So you want to clear, if you can clear 10 floors, you've gotten the bulk of the rewards, I believe. And then every floor after that, you get diamonds. So we're at the point where we're starting to collect diamonds. So another way every 2 weeks to just start generating more diamonds. And as you can see, once you hit a certain point, we're no longer gaining effect of the magic codexes, which is kind of a shame because that's a big power, big power for our account. And we might be getting stuck here. So what you can do is if you get stuck at any point, you just uncheck that skip combat. And what I like to do is, you don't even need to do that. You just hit the formation button. I was thinking that was the button was go. And you can just try and swap teams around quickly without having to swap up your teams fully and seeing if it's that same middle squad that we're struggling with here. We were able to beat it by just moving our Night Eater down to the second slot. And let's see if we can get any further. So now Night Eater is the only one winning. And we might be kind of stuck here. Yeah, even our Night Eater squad is going to be having trouble. So I'm not going to keep spamming it now. I'll mess around. We have 9 days, and I'll come back to it a little bit tomorrow. And obviously collect the rewards at the top. 42,000 dust. We're getting 5 Oracle Scrolls. You're going to want to keep these. That hasn't opened up yet, but it's a great system to get a ton of power. And 21,000 Sanctuary Source Energy, which we'll be spending in just a second. We'll go over that shop. So where are we in the rankings now? We're currently sitting in second place, and the way this system works is the earlier in you are to get to your floor. If I got to floor 14, I would still only be in second. The first one to get there gets the better spot. And let's hop over to the next mode, the Sanctuary Adventure. All of these at the moment, from what my understanding and testing, give the same rewards. I usually just scroll down and click the bottom one, but you know what would be cool? They all have their own story. I would recommend maybe going through each one first, starting off like here, and then every 2 weeks switching it to the next one, because each one has its own unique story. If you're into some of the lore of the game, they do have lore on all the characters, and we can go through that. And let me know in the comments if that is something that would interest you, if you'd want me to go through and read through one of these and have them all tied together for all the different ones. But I won't bore you with that for now. This is very straightforward, though. You're able to just blast through all these floors and get tons of Fate Stones. So we can quickly try and just do that, as obviously just skipping through most of the stuff to save you some time. And this gives us access to some Goddess Divine Stones too, to get some of those extra stats. Bunch of different rewards, and every few areas you'll have a secret room that has some requirements of how to get max stars. It's pretty straightforward, and they give you a bunch of heroes to use, so I'll show you that once it pops up. And we'll probably stop once we clear that, and I'll just do it on my own afterwards to save us some time here, because you're going to have no problems blasting through this. It's just going to take you a few minutes. And in the future, you do get a sweep mode, which saves you some time. All right, let's click over here. So here's the first challenge. It'll tell you what is required to get max stars. So you need to obviously win no more than 2 deaths, and then use at least 3 water heroes. It'll either say water, wind, or fire. So water is the blue, wind is the green, and then fire is obviously red. So we'll challenge that, and you'll see we get 10 of these level 1 divine stones, which is pretty big. You'll be able to fuse them up to get higher rankings. So the goddess alone is obviously going to help. That doesn't matter. But because we need water, honestly, you could probably just slap in the top 5, and it'll probably be fine. So let's just do that and see if it works. Bam, first shot, max stars, really nothing to it. And otherwise, let me just run it again. I think it allows you to have access to any of your heroes. Let's see. Yeah, so you can just throw in your Night Eater or Dragon Lord, anyone that for the 1 slot, you only need 3 of the heroes, and it'll make it real easy if you're struggling. So I'll let you blast through that. and collect all those rewards. The other area in here is the Divine Battle. And this battle here it's another PvP mode, requires 3 teams. Once again, you can share your equipment across the 3 teams, which is really helpful. But you're going to want to go to your lineup and make sure you set up and look at the bonus. So if there's 3 light heroes on the single team, all heroes on that team will get 30% damage bonus and final damage reduction. So you want to try and accomplish these bonuses. They change every week. So if you're reading this now, 2 weeks from now, it's going to be different requirement. But just want to point that out, make sure you're trying to accomplish that. So this is the best team. We don't need all these heroes. I'm going to spread them out. So I'll use Night Eater. Like I'm going to do the same strategy kind of and have Night Eater as one of the main ones. And let's try and get 3 light heroes across here though. So we'll put Luminescence here, and just because we need to get 3 light ones, it's going to be kind of hard. We'll slap in these 2 heroes. We don't need to, by the way, but I'm just going to just to get that extra damage for Night Eater. And then I'm going to stick 1 healer in here. It'll just be, we can actually take out her, we'll put in Saint, and then we'll just use whoever. Who do we want? We'll put you in. This hero has a decent freeze, and we'll put you in the second row. And then same here, 3 light heroes. We'll use Aurora. Aurora is good with Dragon Lord. So we'll use those 2. And we'll need 1 more light hero. We'll use him as the tank up front. Not the best squad, but here we go. And finally, for the last squad, can we get 3 light heroes? Do we even have 3 more light heroes? It's going to be funny. Really stretching out the account. We kind of don't. We'd have to use one of these heroes down here. And let's just do it for fun. Definitely not ideal. Look at only level 100. And who else are we going with? Definitely is going to be DK is going to be the heavy damage hitter. And let's get our Saint in here as well. Where are you? There we go. Not Saint Feather. So most important though is getting that equipment shared. So you want to make sure your damage dealer has it. And we'll have her have one. We'll just do something like that. That looks good. Looks good. Fine there. Do we have... We can stick Lord of Time here. So I'm going to swap Lord of Time in for her. And then over here, just make sure your damage dealer... I'm going to actually try it on her. We'll rock it like that. And then let me just swap over to this team and make sure I stick Lord of Time in over like this hero right here. And so the way the game sets it up off the bat is they put your strongest hero team first. So if you're in here early, you can just put your weakest team at the front of the line and then have your second best team be second. And it'll give you a slight advantage early on before everyone sets their teams up. So I just want to point that out. And you get a ton of diamonds. You get 300 every day from doing this. And the first time you clear all the way up through all the different ranks, you'll get another, I think it's 1,800 diamonds. So it's a ton of diamonds. Every week this resets to, and you're able to get, all those diamonds. So 2,100 if you do it all 7 days daily for the 300 each, and then 1,800 once a week. So 3,900 total diamonds. If you do miss a day for the daily, they give you the 2x. So if you're really busy, don't sweat it. You'll get those 300 back, which is really nice of them to do. I think it does stack multiple days, but I'm always trying to be pretty active. But it is nice that they have that feature. So as you can see, we're blasting through it. They give you a bunch of easy fights to start off. I don't know how the system worked, but I think we're going to lose this one. This person has all their best heroes off the start. As you can see, their power level was crazy, but maybe we can squeak out the second fight here. If we can win these next 2, that's all that matters. So we can just hit skip battle and see how his first team is stacked 12-star Night Eater, all his best heroes over here. We just took the loss on that one, but we were able to win the other 2 because we have our team set up. Once he sets his teams up, we'll probably end up losing. But, it's just a quick way to climb up fast early on. And you just need to get to 1,600 rating, which as you can see, we're doing it pretty quick. Shouldn't take too many more fights. Another promotion. Maybe we'll get lucky and just win all the fights straight up. And on my main free-to-play, I don't try to push for first in this because I just couldn't. There's too many high-rated players. But it's not a bad thing to try and do extra fights near the end because it doesn't cost you any scrolls or anything extra, just your time. So this is one of those tournaments that I would recommend if you have the ability to try and get top 3. I would do it because it's a couple extra chest pulls at the end of the week, and a few extra rewards is always nice. I think you get a little extra diamonds too. We can check out those rewards in 1 second. And almost there. As you can see, it's going to take a few minutes of your time. So let's blast through that real quick. And then we will check out the shop here and then go over to those trials to see if we can just smash the trials all in one go. Sneak peek, I already started a few of them and it is real easy, so you're going to have no issues. But it is nice to get some extra free pulls. I also did my free pull for the Night Eater, not like a whole bunch, just a daily free one. And we ended up getting a Night Eater copy. I'll show that in a second. So got lucky. Sorry I wasn't recording, so I can't share that excitement with you. But wasn't even thinking that we would hit it, but should have because we were low on the Mercy, as you could saw from maybe yesterday's video. One more win if we can just get lucky here. We'll be in a good spot, and we hit Haunt, and of course, getting rocked. So 2 more wins. Can we do it? I think we got it. We did it. All right. So this is the top rank God of War. Obviously, it's not top rank overall, but you'll get these. Took us 28 fights, 300 diamonds. This is a daily thing, and you do 5 fights every day. But you get this one time, tons of 1,800 diamonds each week. This resets, which is really nice. In the shop early on, 100% what you want to focus on first are the first row. So I just go in order, get these. This will open up in a couple of weeks, but you want to start banking them up now because it's going to be super helpful for your progression. After this, I usually just say go over these Tien Su Jades because they take a while to stack up, and eventually you'll need a bunch of them, and this is a cheap place of getting it. And then afterwards, I recommend going for the Divine Stone level 5 and then these potentials. That's just the order I go with. And if you have a bunch left over, I'll leave it up to you. You could start trying to work on a goddess skin to get an extra ability. It's quickest to get the cat god because it only takes 2 weeks. But if you this one gives you some speed for PvP, which is really beneficial. It does take 5 cycles, so 10 weeks. Excuse me. And then the last thing I want to point out is up here, top right. There are some missions for these dailies. You want to try and get these done each day. And then this bottom one's just one-time stuff. So you got a bunch of them done right off the bat, which is nice. Collect all this. And it just gives you a bunch of extra free stuff. So we got a random Sanctuary card. I tend to just take the tricolor, not the tricolor, the random one, which is what I would recommend, but you're not going to have any control over what you get. And I feel like 95% of the time it's the tricolor anyways. We can pull that right now just to show you what we get. And where is it? Right here. Use all color, all element. It's a random card, but you could get something good. And we got silly fruit bombs. Like I said, tricolor. Might be new, so might get 100 diamonds from that, which is cool. And then just collect all these extra rewards that you've gotten. I think that might be opened up here. We can check it out in a second. Any of these selector crates I don't use until I actually know what I'm trying to choose. And is it open yet? So it's not open, but those will be used in a few days probably when the astral area opens up. It'll be in that section over there. What did we get done? Oh, some more extra Sanctuary Shop coins. It's awesome. But of course, let's check out the new server content here. And we'll end it off with the purchase in case you're wondering about that. So the 7-day target, obviously we've been blasting through from, if you're following along, you'll get all of these missions done today, which give us an extra 3,000 diamonds, much needed. We're up to 20K now, which felt real broke yesterday because there's just so much to try and get. These have tons of potential fragments, which is really great. And unlock a hero with the Divinity Reverse 1. If we hit go, it usually brings you to where you need to go. I think that would just be, I'm pretty sure it's just this. Let's wonder if that is what it is. Maybe it's not. Maybe you have to clear through all 5 of those. We'll check back in a couple of days for that one because we can always go back. But I think that you just have to unlock that 5 times. But let's clear the last few stages here for White Snake. I didn't want to waste all your time because the fights were so easy early on, and I'm pretty sure this fight's gonna be so easy as well. Our team is just so strong. We've set ourselves up for great success, and as you can see, you should be having no issues just blasting through all this content. And the nice part is they're gonna have trials every 2 days for the next couple, this week and next week, which will give us a ton of extra power as well. And I'm confident we will have no issues just blasting through it all, which is really nice. So you're not going to feel like you're missing out on anything. You're going to get a ton of free pulls to guarantee yourself a 12-star Night Eater. If you haven't seen the new Hero Spider, goes really well with Night Eater. And talking to some of the people that look at the CN server, Night Eater is in one of the meta teams with running the 4 Ankh heroes, but it does require a lot of investment. But just to show you that, even though she's one of the early heroes that you can get with the rework, she is useful even super late game for certain team compositions. And last fight, let's see if we can just blast through it. Didn't even dent us, their snake right here. So we're pretty tanky. And basically pretty easy. Round 2, smack them all down. Got that arc wheel shard, which gives us some extra damage overall. I'm pretty sure, 2% damage once we activate it. So we'll hit confirm. Don't forget to claim your extra free pulls. Get another 5 there, 3, and hopefully 50 people clear stage 4. I'm pretty confident they will. If not, we miss out on a couple. And over in here, you get a free daily right here. So because we got a ton of these crystallized plumes, I would either recommend going with this or the premium recruit. Maybe we have a ton of break zone. I'm gonna say this premium recruit is probably gonna be the best because I'm over capped on these on my main free to play. And if you want a little bit extra boost in power, you can go with these early on, but I wouldn't sweat it. So we'll collect that. Over in here though, there are some yearbooks in both of these sections. So this is something that I really want to point out. Really valuable. So 100% you should be at least going for this first one. 100%. And it gives you, which is nice, a couple of these flywheel runes. Not bad because you're going to be missing out. If you're spending on here, you're going to be missing out on some of the flywheel rune pulls. But like I said, these are so valuable. So we're going to at least go with this one. And I'll just probably take the Wisdom Scrolls because, like I said, this Crystallized Plumes, you can go with this, give you your early power spike, but eventually you're going to overcap on these. Whereas these Wisdom Scrolls are used for the hero transfer and take a while to accumulate anyways. So we're grabbing this. It's a one-time purchase and pretty big. I'll probably go back for this one eventually. But down here, there are some pretty decent deals as well. Depending upon what your budget is, this custom Supreme Divinity is not bad. You can get 2 Crowns of Hardening or 3 Golden Flames. I would still say go to the Divinity one, much better. And then at the very bottom over here, the custom Premium Divinity, you can get 4 Crowns of Hardening, which is kind of wild. So that's what my plan is going to as the probably final purchase of this. This will bring us to a total of $95, just under 100. Want to make sure we're not breaking the 100. And this is not required, but I just want to see what we can really push in case your definition of light spending is different. The only thing that would be required to basically follow most of this is the first 2 days at 25. So we're going to grab that too. It's going to cost us $288. We still have 90 vouchers of the 100 that we spent at the start. So maybe we will grab those somewhere. But for the selectors, I wanted to make sure, let me just point out, this is the ones I say to go with. There are some different stuff in here if you want some initial power, but this costs 8,000 diamonds in the value shop. They're hard to get. And over in here, it's either between the Wisdom Scrolls or the Fate Selector. I mean, they're both fine. But I'm just going to go with the Wisdom Scrolls because they are a little slower to get. That's just from my own personal experience. And yeah, that's just my selector. You can't go wrong with the other ones. You just want to make sure you're locking in the Divinity selectors. So Boom, we got that. And no doubt in my mind, I'm just grabbing all crowns. It's just, they're so hard to come by. And the nice part about this is we're going to be able to ascend our Dragon Lord and get those extra rewards that we were talking about earlier. So we'll send her to, we'll awaken her if we get the 10 star. Actually, I didn't realize that it was a requirement. But did we get that unlocked here? Oh, we're so close. We would need to do another couple $5, I think, is what we would need to do. We get our skin, which is nice, and one of these Sartan rune selectors. So that one is another great power up. We'll use that. You're going to want to go with Sartan Sai 100% and throw that on your Night Eater. So let me just jump in there. Tons of upgrades today, as you can see. So don't want to miss out on this episode. Going to slap that over here, change that. Sartan Sides, huge upgrade in power. After the first round, inflicts attack equal to 60% of your attack to 3 random enemies with a 16% chance of freezing them. Increases your attack by 5%, and all attacks have a 40% chance to add 10% damage boost on the target. They misspelled target, but it's great on Night Eater because she has that multi-hit attack, and every single one of those can proc this. It's amazing on her. So really great synergy, 32,000 power, and we can awaken that a little bit as well if we have some. We don't have any of the unseal. Eventually, you're going to want to unseal this and try and get speed. And over in here, if we go to the Mythic shop, do we have enough? We don't have 20,000 yet, but this is what I'll be focusing on getting for this initially early on because it'll boost that chance from 40 to 60% just by getting that one upgrade. So a nice jump in percentage right there. And anything else that we want to cover today? We'll have to revisit the 10 star for her because we'll want to get this last one at least to make sure we max that out. I wasn't sure if we would hit it or not. And I think that's just $3. So tomorrow we'll probably jump in and grab something that's at least the minimum for whatever we have for the scrolls. So we can hit that 10 star copy, unlock that, and collect those extra rewards in this event section here. Because we still have 9 days for the divinity bonus. Once we hit Dragon Lord to that +3 awakened, we'll get another Crown of Hardening and some more yearbooks, and we can reset her afterwards and put it all on our Night Eater to really boost her up. And the Cosmos treasure that we almost forgot to talk about, that exotic treasure, right here. You can activate that here, get that giant power boost, 110,000 power, get to do it twice. So 220,000 from that trial, which is great. And anything else? Let's grab that. Sorry, just don't want to miss anything for today. So much going on, which is crazy. I think we covered everything here. Training grounds, you might have some more training grounds levels. But yeah, the goddess. And so to wrap up for the goddess, you'll be able to upgrade your goddess to level 100 because you cleared that T-Home Temple. And whatever you have left over, if you have ranked up your Fate Selection Shield section here, once you get to round 2, you can level up beyond level 100. And as you can see, it costs a ton of gold too. We're broke on the gold, but we have tons of the other essence. So we'll have to check our bags to see if we have any gold. But I might hold off because I didn't realize we'd be spending everything. And just click on the extra ability and select the last one. So make sure you do that for all your goddesses. Don't miss out on having an extra ability because it's not going to remind you to do that. So just as a quick reminder, once you hit level 100, add that third ability. The fourth one unlocks with the Immortal once you get the skin. And that's another one where you have to add it to the bar. Unfortunately, otherwise it won't pop up. And to wrap up, we did, as I mentioned before, when I selected my free pull here, we got Night Eater. We were down on the Mercy anyways. You can check yesterday's video. I think it was like 15 or 14. It wasn't at 1, but it was at like 15 or 14. And now we can rank her up a little bit. We're not going to have the gold to level her up, but you just need to combine your 2. And then we'll be able to ascend her a little bit further. And what we're going to get 10% attack boost, 15% HP, some solid bonus and more max levels ability, another 73,000. Big stat jump right here, as you can see, which is going to be really helpful, especially in PvP. And yeah, like I said, we are broke for gold. Let me just double check to see if there's anything in the bags. We would like to get it to that 110, which would be nice. And I think we have gold somewhere at the bottom, maybe. Here's the 114. How much do we got there? 9 million, not a ton. Another 1.6 million. We'll get some more gold. I'm not too worried about it. Eventually start accumulating it back up. But we'll be able to get a couple of extra levels here. I would focus on the heroes over the goddess. As you can see, the goddess robs you like blind. She's just like, they just want all that money. So today's an exciting day. This is everything I want to cover. Make sure you're just pushing through as much of the content as you can. And obviously, as another reminder, don't forget to do your Endless Abyss, those 3 floors. And I'll just try and run that. Another quick tip is over here at this day, the Gugu, if you go over and turn on in the daily adventure, I think it's the daily adventure or adventure challenge, you can set your arena tickets to make sure they're using the 10. You want to get 100 a week. And you can have it also set up to do a bunch of those Endless Abyss right here. You can turn that on. So I can hit confirm and it will try and clear the abyss instantly if there was any. So I didn't get it. I wasn't able to clear it. But if we were able to clear any floors, it would just try. So there we go. We got through another floor here. As you can see, got some extra auto claim. It'll run those floors a lot quicker now. So that's everything for day 15. Please let me know in the comments if you how you're liking it, what your budget was. Have you been following it? If you're wanting to go crazier than that, those crowns of hardening in this event up here is what I would recommend to get the most value for long-term progression. It looks like you can get that 9 times. It's a pretty good value. And these crowns of hardening are going to be the most impactful long-term, short-term for your heroes. And it's kind of the thing that slows you down later on. Even my main free-to-play, I only have not that many. I'm catching up already on this account. So just wanted to point that out. As always, thanks for all the support. Please like and subscribe and have a wonderful day. Take care.